a dime and a nickel, and I don't know how to go over that to this bucket, all I got in my pocket.
All right there. Hello there, and welcome to our first ever Hangout online cooking show with Flava. You're joining us now with Hanging with Flavor. Hello, everyone. Tonight, we have an outstanding group of guests, a wonderful meal, and great conversation planned for you. Before we move on, though, let's give a shout out to our musical guest extraordinaire tonight, Nate B. Davis. Woo! Thank you, Nate. We'll be hearing more from him later on in our show. But right now, I'm going to turn it over to Kim, who will be our host for the evening. Kim, it's all you.
Hi, my name is Kim Beasley, and I am here to just get things kicked off and going for the first ever Hangout online cooking show with Flava. Woo!
Yes.
Hanging out with Flava is all about bringing friends together, bringing food within that friendship, and tonight we have some outstanding group of guests with us. Now, we have a wonderful meal that's going to be prepared by Shefali Burns. Yay! Woo! But before we move on, I want to want us to tell a little bit about us. Now, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and my favorite meal, you'll find out about that later. But right now, I want the guests to introduce themselves, and we're going to start from the right to the left. And you're going to just realize that this show is going to be revolutionary because we're coming full of flavor. So we're going to start with Shefali, the cook for tonight. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Shefali Burns. I'm from Ottawa, Canada. I'm a Reiki Master, life coach, and government analyst. I'm originally from India, so tonight I'm going to share a authentic North Indian curry chicken recipe. So I'm really excited about that. It should be lots of fun. It'll be spicy and hot and yummy, but you guys won't be able to have it, so we'll enjoy it here. And I think we'll be done with the chicken, rice, and the raita by the end of the show, so you'll be able to see the full meal.
Okay, and we are going with Tom real quick. Go ahead, Tom. Introduce yourself, please.
Tom is our mystery guest for the evening, who is a mystery
Hey, I'm
right
sorry.
now.
Sorry about that little hiccup in the system. I'm the mystery guest. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm Tom Rolfson. I'm just outside Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Many people know me as an internet pioneer, having developed the world's first global chat message and gaming network. And a little secret that not a lot of people know is that I've had years in the restaurant business and actually worked as a undercover restaurant reviewer as well. So glad to be here.
Thank you, Tom. And now we're going to go with Sarah.
I am Sarah Hill. I live in Columbia, Missouri. I'm a broadcaster there. I do a show called You News at 4 that uses a lot of Hangout technology. And I'm probably the least qualified of the bunch to be on here because I'm a terrible cook. I burn water. My favorite food to fix is probably frozen pizza and Easy Mac.
Awesome.
That's me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for sharing. And next we have Robert.
Yes, hello. My name is Robert Redl. I am a small guy from Vienna, Austria. It's now 3 a.m. Local time here on Saturday. And my favorite meal is Wiener Schnitzel.
Okay. You will have to explain that one later. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next we have Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
I'm an independent singer-songwriter, musician. I also live just outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, originally from Chicago. My favorite food to eat is anything super spicy, but in a pinch, I'll settle for a really good slice of pizza. And to cook, I like to cook anything that's like grilled meat on the barbecue, spices, marinade.
Awesome. Thank you. And I guess I'm next, and you get to find out my favorite food. Well, my name is Kim Beasley, as I stated before, and I am a social media curator, and I currently hail from St. Louis, Missouri, and my favorite meal is gotta be Cajun. Next,
Thank you.
we have Harmeen.
Hi,
Okay.
I'm Hermine Nomir. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and I am the strategic planner by day. And by night, I am a hangout having funner with all of you. And my favorite dishes are, gosh, did you like how I made it plural? I can't decide. I'm going to say a Chilean sea bass because I know that's what I got to have last night for dinner. So that's about it.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to get started here. Now, we've had our guests introduce themselves. You know who we are. And now we're going to turn it over into Shefali's hands. Now, Shefali, I know you kind of told us who you are. Tell us more about the dish and tell us more about the flavor that you're bringing to us tonight.
Well, this is an authentic Indian curry chicken recipe, and it's something that I've grown up with all my life. My mother cooks it all the time, and everybody in our family loves it, especially my kids. It's the one thing that they actually request, and we try to use, you know, all natural spices that you can normally, I think you can find in regular grocery stores, but normally we go to the Indian food store to get the spices because they're richer and more spicy and more flavorful. So I'm going to start by just frying up some onions and garlic in oil. And then I'm going to add some spices. And some of the spices that we use, are curry powder, turmeric, coriander, garam masala, which there is really no English translation. So, but I see that at the regular grocery store, and it's called garam masala. So it is available. And one of the things I wanted to share about the turmeric is that it's really, the health benefits of turmeric are just amazing. But, and we have been using it for centuries, for thousands of years in India. But it's, they have been doing testing with turmeric, and they have found that it is helpful with some types of cancer. It also reduces the progression of Alzheimer's, and it's also an antibacterial. So it's really important to have turmeric in your regular diet. If you can't have curry food, then you can always have turmeric in water, actually. And I know quite a few people who do that. And so that's really beneficial for your health and body and your whole system.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons why we love curry so much, because turmeric is always in curry.
If you guys
see, I'm just frying up the onions and the garlic right now. And then I'm going to add the tomato paste. And after the tomato paste, all the spices. And then we're going to add the chicken to it and let it boil for a little while and then simmer. So I'm going to let you guys chat while I do this. I'm going to just mix and stir. So it's going to make a little bit of noise. It's already getting spicy.
Go ahead.
I'm so wishing I could smell that.
No, don't we all?
Look at the steam.
If you guys
so I want to know, can you bathe with that? It said it was antibacterial, right?
Yeah, the turmeric is antibacterial. And actually, some people actually use it as like a salve to put on wounds and stuff. As a paste, they make it into a paste and they put it on wounds.
Oh, wow. So you can eat it and then leftovers you can put it on your wounds. That's great.
I'm going to mute myself because I can't hear you very well right now, okay?
Okay, so you're stirring it. Now, is this a hot meal, as in not temperature, but as in spice?
Yeah, it's spicy. Yes, for sure. And Indian people, we love spice, right? The hotter, the better. And so one of the reasons why I'm going to make the raita at the end is for some people who can't take too much spice, the raita will help to cut the spice and make it easier on the stomach.
Okay.
Does that make sense? But it's, the spicier the better. We want to be sweating, with the heat.
Okay.
So for all of us that are watching the show and live streaming it, you can see us laughing periodically as the conversation's going. We also have a side chat, so Google Plus. If you haven't tried a Google Plus Hangout right now, you've got to do it at some point because you can just chat on the side and there's conversation going. Yeah. So we didn't leave you out of anything. It's just. So
There's Mom.
Yes, my mom is here to make sure I don't mess up.
Oh. Hi, Mom.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, Mom.
And like I said, my mom is the best cook ever when it comes to Indian food, especially. She should have a restaurant. She is so, so good. We go to other Indian restaurants and the food is like not even close to how my mom makes it. So she's the best. So she's here today to support and encourage and make sure I don't mess up.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, there's nothing like having Mom in the kitchen, and we can all be guaranteed that this is going to be an amazing dish if it's from the soul of Mom. So thank you for taking part in it, Mom. Great. So we're going to shift things just slightly here tonight and open it up for a little bit of our discussion, as I want to get a sense from these internet pioneers and innovators that are on today. I mean, we have everything from like the father of engineering this technology, this is amazing, to people like Sarah, who are taking it to a whole nother place than it's ever been before. So I always like to think of this group as kind of like Star Trek a little bit in a way. Just a question for the team, and I know that we told people that we'd talk about it in a little bit, but I'd like to get a sense from you guys, where is the technology going? Where are we headed with things like with Google+? And if anyone wants to chime in, or we want to go to an order, but what are your thoughts?
I guess I'd toss this one to
Sarah.
Great.
Go ahead, Tom.
Well, I think Sarah is a great example of what's going on with this, taking this technology into broadcasting. At the very same time we're doing this, there's a Will.i.am concert being streamed on YouTube. We're seeing it used in interactively in newscasts. Sarah's gone out and curated people from all around the world coming into newscasts. Cooking classes, cooking demonstrations. It's really bringing a global community together. I mean, here we are with somebody in Austria at 3 in the morning who's participating, and I guess the most innovative or the most revolutionary thing for me is seeing people able to do this on a simple PC or iPad and a service that's provided free courtesy of Google. That's really incredible. Sarah, maybe you can tell more about how you're using it in the news and developing a whole show around it.
Sure. Actually, a friend of mine who I met recently in a Google Plus Hangout called Hangouts and how you're using Hangouts in newscasts a despatialization. Ermine, do you remember saying that?
I do remember that. That was great.
Yeah. So, these kinds of things are reducing the global space between us, and how exciting is that? We use Hangouts a lot in our newscast because it expands our reach, and essentially for us, it's a free satellite truck. We don't have to pay for it, but yet it can reach people live all around the world. Today we were live with a gentleman on his boat in Australia. Another guy was live on a donkey farm in Boone County. I mean, the use of this technology, not only to have one-on-one conversations, but to have group conversations in order to solve problems and learn things, and just the ability to meet people around the world face-to-face. I mean, text is one thing with Twitter and Facebook, but face-to-face, and to see fun people like Robert shaving at 3 in the morning. You can't beat that.
No, that's a very good point. So we heard everything from, but tell me, like, I understand what you guys are doing with it today, and I mean, I'm so excited. I like what I see. I talk to people every day, and they can't imagine where it's going. But outside of what we've heard, what are you guys hearing in terms of what do you want to do next? I mean, Nate, you're a musician. What are you saying?
Well, as far as musicians, it seems to be picking up for a lot of us doing streaming online. I mean, look at anywhere from your local indie artists like me to Will.i.am and the Black Eyed Peas. Artists of all genres are realizing that this is a wonderful medium to get your music out there and to get you known as an artist. So there's streaming concerts. I'll sometimes just go in the middle of the day and open up a Hangout and just play for 10 people for fun. But wow. I mean, there's just the ability to reach people with my music and my originals like that. And now I've got people that know my music. It's, anywhere from Australia to Asia to, Europe. And I can get on here anytime and there's people that are asking me to play. So it's great for that.
Okay, great. Because all of you guys have mentioned that. Go ahead, Sarah.
I was just going to say, to dovetail off to him, what Hangout provides us and the music industry and everyone else is the day of one-to-many communication is over. This is the day of horizontal communication, and then those people share, and then those people share, and it goes on down the line. So I think that this is what Hangout provides. It provides the seeds of horizontal communication and no longer, vertical communication, one-to-many.
Wow, that's all. I haven't heard that one yet, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. Robert, can I ask you a question specifically off of what each one of these said? And they talked about an international ability or connecting with people that you've never had the chance to before. What are you seeing in Austria?
Yes, so in Austria I'm quite sure that all this stuff will start in maybe 2 years. So it's like international point of view, Austria is like, yes, Mozart, not the kangaroos. And we are very close coming together now again. So if you take a little bit the parable from the cooking, so we started to be together around a fireplace and then started to travel around the world. And now I think we are coming together again. And it is very important to see each other face to face. So that the medium like television and radio made us somehow to consumers and to single person households. This can now be broken up again, that we can become a big great family like tonight.
Well, that's great. So you talked about sitting by the fire, and now we're going to be tonight, we're sitting by the dinner table, even if it is virtually. So I'd like to check back in right now with Shefali, and I put you on mute, Shefali, so you might have to unmute. We'd love to get a sense from where you're at and what we should know that you just put in there.
Okay, so I put in all the spices and I put in the yogurt. So we're just stirring. But one thing I wanted to say about turmeric, or curry even, when you're cooking with curry and turmeric, you should be really careful not to get it stained on your clothes or countertops, because if you get turmeric anywhere, it never ever comes out. Okay, so if you're cooking with Indian food with turmeric and curry, do not put it on the counter. Do not get it on your clothes, because that's the one thing, it doesn't come out. But the curry is looking good. We're going to add the chicken in a minute. I can show you.
Yeah, we'd love to see it. Show us.
What the curry looks like. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's like a mahogany. No, it's not quite mahogany, but it's a deep red.
Yeah, it's like reddish brown. It's really thick, and it's pretty much ready to go into the chicken's about to go in the pot. So then we're just going to put the chicken in the water, and we're going to let it boil and simmer for a while.
Okay, so everybody that's watching from home, don't be afraid that it's taken like 3 people to whip this up in 10 minutes. Can you assure us that if we're doing it at home, we can make it happen in the same amount of time?
Oh, definitely. My mom just wants to make sure it goes smoothly and quickly because we're in a short time period. But really, it doesn't take a lot of time. You know, once you get everything boiled and cut and all that wonderful stuff, it doesn't take any time at all just to put everything together. And the spices, you just put it in, whatever you feel like, you know. So now the chicken is in here, and what we use is fresh chicken normally. Fresh chicken breast, skinless, boneless.